In this video, I want to continue on talking about exit strategies with the cell phone example. And so the first exit strategy, the way to exit the paper, is a guess at why. In other words, once you have established your thesis, then try to question or explain why something that is connected with your thesis is so connected. So it's a guess why. The second strategy is further research, that you suggest further research needs to be done. And the third strategy would be just trying to answer the so what question. All right, trying to give your reader just a glimpse or a notion of this is why this is important. Now, the fourth strategy I want to call the warning. All right, so this is when you give somebody a warning. You've made your case, you've opened it, analyzed it, established it, and listen, with all these exit strategy techniques, you might be able to combine one or two of them. I think you definitely should go for a combination of the sum up, where you sum up your work again, and then one of these 9 strategies I'm going to give you. So I would say definitely consider combining a couple, but you know, it's crazy to think you're going to do all 8 strategies in one exit. So some of these just don't work, and they might not work for your topic. So you got to figure out, how did I establish my thesis? What did I do? Is this an exit strategy that's going to work for me? And the warning is one where you deal with a topic or an issue, and you can sense if someone doesn't understand this, what I'm trying to say, if someone doesn't completely understand me here, they might get the wrong idea, and they might think about it the wrong way. And if they think about it the wrong way, in my mind, that eventually leads them into incorrect action about it, which might open them up into harm. Or a situation where they don't reap any benefit from it, or they just in fact reap the opposite. They somehow suffer some consequences for not understanding this issue. So with the cell phone thing, remember my thesis was that cell phone, and again it's a made-up thesis, but here we go. A cell phone, talking on the cell phone and driving do not need to be outlawed when, you know, as an activity. Driving while talking on the cell phone does not need to be outlawed. Does not need to be illegal. The warning might be, well, look, you know, if you misunderstand this, you might think that it's perfectly fine to do this. And no, I'm not saying that. You know, driving inherently is dangerous. Driving is one of the most dangerous things the average American is ever going to do. You get behind a 1.5 to 2 ton mass of metal that gains momentum. That's incredibly hard to stop, and all that energy is going to be shifted upon you when you don't stop with the vehicle, and it's very, very dangerous. So, you know, anything that sharpens your awareness is something good to do. Here's a warning for you: just don't talk on the phone. I don't think it needs to be illegal, but just smart people won't do this. That's basically maybe the warning you give. All right. Now, so that's I would say that's number 4, the warning exit strategy. Number 5 would be the circle back. Okay, I'm calling it the circle back, because you're circling back to the beginning. So one of the ways to craft this exit is to look at, how did I open the beginning? Did I give a real life scenario? Did I give a description of say an actual court case, or did I describe one of the key players, maybe the person giving a speech or something? I don't know, an advertisement, a logo, whatever it was that you're researching. You know, modern healthcare. Did I give a quick synopsis of one of the large companies? How did you open your paper? What interesting descriptive devices did you use up there? And if this is particularly a good thing to do, if you open with a stunning statistic or fact to try to grab your reader's attention into your topic, at the end, revisit that statistic in the light of everything you've just said. So you provide this circular closure. All right. Let's say that you gave a real life example about something. Well, in the end, close by referring to that real life example. Bring up the people again, and maybe suggest that this may now be how it can be resolved or whatnot. You know, it depends again what you're writing. But look at the stuff, the concrete detailed material you used in your topic in your intro and the first couple paragraphs. Can you somehow refer to that again at the end? Because that would again provide closure. It provides a circle. It brings the two ends together, the top, the beginning, the bottom, and it brings it and it connects it together, and it makes people sense closure there. Okay, so the circle back might be a good strategy to think about. And then the sixth one is qualification. Okay, qualification is where you make your case, right, about something. Qualification would come back and say, now, you and I both know we need to take this with a little bit of salt, a grain of salt here. We need to not overdo it. Okay, so in other words, this whole thing about driving with the cell phones, and one way to see when you qualify it is, let's say you've established your thesis, all right, and it's really strong. To qualify it is to come back to your audience and say, look, I understand how I might not have hit it right on the head. I understand how maybe my thesis still needs some work. So, the conclusions I've come up with, instead of, let's not entertain them as certainties. Let's hold them as possibilities or suggestions, because I want to make you aware. This is what you're saying in the exit strategy of qualification. That there are ways I may have misunderstood this, or I might not have completely covered all the picture. For example, a qualification would be to say, work has been done to show. Now this is actually a true source. The book is called Traffic. And you might bring this up in your exit. You might never have mentioned the book ever before. You were saving it for the exit, and you basically say something like, even though I strongly suspect that the cell phone issue might be falsely, or not well. Or overhyped, okay, for somebody's profit. Maybe the insurance companies, who knows? The car insurance companies. I suspect it's been overhyped. However, there has been a work that has been done that shows that when you talk on a cell phone, and this is different from the real life passenger that you might talk to. You see, because it's somewhere in my paper I may have written, hey, I can't talk to someone? Is that the distracting element? So I can't talk to the passenger on my seat? Talking in itself is distracting, but is that the only thing that makes cell phones dangerous while you drive? Because if that's the case, then I can't even talk to the passenger on my seat, right? So the book Traffic was suggesting that yes, actually, if the person isn't really there, like really the body's there, and you're talking to this person, somehow your mind is concentrating over much on the actual words. And it zones out. And what they found is that when you are on the phone talking to someone that's not in the passenger seat, you stop looking to the left and the right. Your eyes start staying right ahead. And of course that would be dangerous to driving. So it takes away your peripheral vision. Just think of all the times you look and find somebody in your blind spot that you didn't see there before. So when you start just looking straight ahead, which happens when you're on the phone and not when you're talking to someone that's sitting next to you, this is problematic. So I might want to say, well, I'm qualifying my stance. There are some situations where cell phones do seem to be dangerous. So if we just had more work on that, maybe maybe I could see how this might be a case for outlawing cell phones and while talking. But until then, although I'm aware of this, I don't know if it's going to play that much into it, that sort of thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but right then and there, I just combined qualification and the further research thing. So, again, you can combine these strategies, but the one I was just talking about is qualification, where you step back and say, look, I know that there's a chink in my armor somewhere here, okay? I know this is not as airtight as I'm making it out to be. So let's be careful. Let's not take it as certainty, but rather as a suggestion. Now, I'm going to do one more set of videos dealing with at least 3 more, maybe another 4th. Maybe I can get us up to 10 exit strategies. So stay tuned for video 3.